ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all having a great and wonderful day. Well, there's a lot of news coming out today, so I'll try to get all of it out as I can. I'll probably go to 6, but we'll see. So, right now, we have a lot of things that we had to end up talking about, certainly with some of the posts or what have you that we get regarding Donald Trump, and the swamp, the deep state, really going at Donald Trump in this regard. And I'll be showing you a few things here that's really just going on. So, right now, we have Mitch McConnell, this piece of garbage, yes, this human here, this terrible excuse of a human being and as a Republican, is really trying to sabotage Trump here. Because he's trying to undermine Trump and make a secret ballot on trying to make it to where Donald Trump can't actually do his job. We have this here from pretty much I'm saying what has been going on with RFK. Now, what we have here with this Tucker Carlson is saying that what the hell is going on in the U.S. Senate? Hours after Donald Trump wins the most conclusive mandate in 40 years, Mitch McConnell engineers a coup against his agenda by calling early leadership elections in the Senate. Two of the three candidates hate Trump and what he ran on. One of them, John Conran, is an angry liberal whose politics are indistinguishable from Liz Cheney's. The election is Wednesday. It's by secret ballot, and it will determine whether or not the new administration succeeds. Rick Scott of Florida is the only candidate who agrees with Donald Trump. Call your senator and demand a public endorsement of Rick Scott. Don't let McConnell get away with it again. Yes, this is the problem that we have here. We have Mitch McConnell here that is just this garbage, terrible person, this rat, this Rhino Republican that does not deserve to be anywhere near here. So, what we have here is just a disgusting thing, and this is what we have from RFK, saying without Rick Scott, the entire Trump reform agenda is wobbly. So, this is not good. This is what I'm talking about with the secret ballot. Now, when we go and look at this here, right? And we see on where Mike Lee is at, what Mike Lee says, who would like to see the next Senate Republican leader, and it says John Conran and John Thune all saying around 4.8% to 5.2%, and then with Rick Scott, it's 90%. Donald Trump does the same thing here. Which of these three senators would you support the most for as the new Senate Majority Leader replacing Mitch McConnell? We will make sure the results of this poll are sent to the GOP senators before they vote on Wednesday. This is Texas Senator John Conran and Senator John Thune and Florida Senator Rick Scott. It was overwhelmingly 93% of these people. So again, Rick Scott is 93%, where all the other ones are not good. So we have good things that's going here. Now, this is what we have particularly with Rick Scott. This is what we have, what we were talking about. Now, why is Rick Scott or not Rick Scott, but why is Mike Rogers, which is Mitch McConnell is trying to put into place here, why is Mike Rogers so bad? Well, Mike Rogers is a part of the deep state. And unfortunately for us, that he's a part of the deep state, he's also the reason why we have this, like part of the Ukraine Russia border, right? Why they want to take action. So we have this. Turner and Rogers urges President Biden to take action at the Russia-Ukraine border. Last week, senior member of the House Armed Services and Intelligence Committees, Congress Mike Turner, alongside ranking member of the House Armed Services Committee, Congress Mike Rogers, led a group of colleagues in sending a letter to the President Biden urging the Biden administration to take swift action against Russia's most recent buildup at the Ukrainian border. Earlier this week, Politico released satellite imagery of the massive buildup of troops, tanks, armed units, and artillery along towns near Ukraine's northern border. While Russia's intentions are currently unknown, it is sending an elite tank unit near the Ukraine border, elevating international concern. After sending the letter to the Biden administration, Congressman Turner and ranking member Rogers released the following statement. Russia continues to undermine the international community. This most recent build-up at the Ukrainian border demonstrates Putin's desire to weaken democracies and his disregard for NATO's call for disarmament, said Representative Turner. The U.S. must remain committed to protecting the sovereignty and security of Ukraine as Russia continues to be a grave threat to the region. I urge the Biden administration to immediately provide support to the Ukrainians to help de-escalate this dangerous situation, concluded Turner. Then it goes on to say, Putin has spent months deliberately escalating tensions with Ukraine. President Biden must send a clear message to Moscow that the United States and our NATO allies will defend our free European members against Russian aggression, said ranking member Rogers. Sending the wrong message at this critical time could have dire consequences for the people of Ukraine and our important international obligations. So we're not going to read the full letter, but this is pretty much what's going on here with the press release. This was on November 8th of 2021. And these are the two Rhino Republicans as part of the deep state that's paid by the military complex of what's going on here. So we have all these things that's going on in place here. And there is some good truth to this. But first, what we're going to be going with, what is Mike Rogers, what's been going on here. Here you guys go.
Mike Rogers of Alabama is being considered for Secretary of Defense.
Chanley Painter joins us live in studio with more. Chanley.
Hey, good morning, Will, Pete, and Rachel. So President-elect Trump's transition team already vetting potential candidates to fill his cabinet come January. A source to Fox Digital confirming that Congressman Mike Rogers, a Republican from Alabama who serves as chairman of the Armed Services Committee, has been contacted by Trump's team for the Secretary of Defense position. And other potential candidates include Florida Representative Mike Walz and former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo.
Yeah, so there you have it. We have issues with this because these people are part of the Senate. Now, people think that we have a great Senate and everything is all hunky-dory, but we do know there's swamp monsters there, and the Rhino Republicans have not been cleaned out. Maybe the House has, but the Rhino Republicans in the Senate have not been cleaned out, and we got to clean out these disgusting mongrels that are here that only that doesn't care about the American people. So that's what we have to do here. Now, we have good news with this, all right? We have good news with this because Trump has gone out and said, pretty much saying, I will not be inviting former Ambassador Nikki Haley or former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo to join the Trump administration, which is currently in formation. I very much enjoyed and appreciated working with them previously, and I would like to thank them for their service to our country, make America great again. So this is a huge thing here. So that just pretty much means Trump is aware of some of these very corrupt cronies that are in the Republican Party, and this is going to hurt Nikki Haley's career because she really wants to be a part of the administration so that way she can stay in power and become president in 2028. Which Nikki Haley's not going to be very happy about this, but screw Nikki Haley because she is a Rhino Republican and deserves nothing to be part of the actual part there. And Mike Pompeo is also another Rhino Republican. So we have good things that are going on here. Now, what we have here is that CNN is doing something like this. And Scott, one of the people, or one of the Republicans, or one of the people that are against all this is saying, this is completely absurd what's going on with Trump here. Like, we have Trump won everything in the mandate, and we have people that's going behind the scenes making a secret ballot to undermine the commander-in-chief. Like, what is going on here? This is bad. And, of course, the CNN host is going to say something stupid, of course, but this, again, is something very critical to think about.
Formal discussions. I guess it's understandable they would have those discussions. It also, Scott, is it?
Look, I don't like this because what's Donald Trump supposed to think? You know, he's sitting down there, he's the president-elect, and now he's got to read in the newspaper tonight that the unelected bureaucracy of the federal government is having meetings at some level about how to thwart or countermand the commander-in-chief. I don't care if it's at the Pentagon or at the HUD or Ag Department. It doesn't matter. The unelected bureaucracy of this government answers to the civilian and duly elected leadership that we just did. And what if you were in his shoes and you just won the popular vote with a clear mandate, and now you got to read that these unelected bureaucrats are plotting against you? What would you think? If they have problems, let me finish. If they have problems, they should not have meetings that then leak to the press. If they have ideas or things, they should call the president's office and say, hey, we'd like to have some discussions for planning purposes. But secret meetings that leak? Terrible way to get off to a start with the new administration.
Well, I agree that that's maybe not the best way to do it. However, Trump has set them up to be in this situation where they think that he's coming after them.
But yeah, but still, you can still do this and not be a Rhino Republican and talk about this, right? She is insane. The point of the matter is that They are doing this. They're not even elected. They're not even what the people want. I'm pretty sure Mitch McConnell has stepped down. So what is he doing here, making any type of discussion whatsoever of trying to do stuff like here? Like, look, Mitch McConnell has stepped down. So I don't know what is going on here. Well, and how he's being able to do any of this when he's not even elected or even in some type of power, and he's just going to be like, oh, I was going to go and do this. This is insane, guys, and this is what we were talking about with the Rhino Republicans, really just trying to take over things, the deep state, the uniparty, and this is the reason why they had to be removed. Now, this is from Jerome Powell, which, by the way, is another Rhino Republican, and he won't even listen to resign after Trump says he wants him to resign. He's just saying no, and it's not permitted by law. Like, this is the way these Republicans are doing. They really are trying to fight Trump every inch that they can in order to, well, assert democracy and not remove from their power.
President-elect's advisors have suggested that you should resign. If he asked you to leave, would you go?
No.
Can you follow up on, do you think that legally you're not required to leave?
No.
Do you believe the president has the power to fire or demote you, and has the Fed determined the legality of a president demoting at will any of the other governors with leadership positions?
Not permitted under the law.
See what I'm talking about here? He's saying that the president does not have the ability to make you step down. I think he does. He's the bloody president. He has almost all power that he can do. Now, obviously, some things have to go through Congress. Well, he can just go ask Congress and have you get removed. I don't know what you're talking about here, but you're not this all-powerful guy, and he will refuse to step down. That's insanity here. This is how corrupt the the Republican Party is, and how this swamp monsters, these deep states, just do not want to be removed from power. They like their cushy life. They like all the money they get, and they like the money they're getting for making Americans suffer. You have no ability here, and the American people have spoken. So I think it's time, Jerome Powell, that you listen to the American people, because they don't want you in power any longer. Alright? So bye-bye, say goodbye, position no more. Go away. Or you can get arrested. Either way, I don't care. But the fact of the matter is that you will not step down because you like your cushy power and you're a narcissist. It's just outstanding in every regard. So, look guys, this is what's going on here. The deep state is in full swing. They're really trying to stay in power because they're terrified that they will be losing all their cushy jobs and everything and not want to make things better for the American people. You've heard it here, and we'll see what happens on Wednesday. We got a couple days left, and we're going to have to see what really goes on in these insane people that are just beyond corrupt. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Tell me what you want in the opinions on the comments down below. And until next time.
I'm disgusted by what I see in public. Even people closest to us can't be trusted. This is algorithmic disease, the social media.